but it's like
Is it
it's
pre-initiation?
mutual. It's like before you get into the bedroom stuff.
Yeah.
It's like mutual because you're both deciding to do it. So like I might be like, hey, let's go do this, and then okay, and then like she's like, like we're sort of flirting and then talking about it, like so it's like back and forth, right? Because it's like a conversation almost. And then
But how much of that should, how do I put this, translate into the bedroom?
that's the thing. It's like it's almost like you have no idea. So it's like it's almost like you.
Dude, I really like the idea of having sex with somebody, but the conversation never ends. You just keep talking and like nonchalantly go through the motions of sex and doesn't even break it, even through orgasm. You're just like, your voice is shaking. It's like, so what do you think about politics? This voting selection? What the fuck is happening?
My criteria for a good leader
should be the same as yours if we're going to be continuing this relationship. I don't like it.
God. Pulling into the station.
Here comes the airplane. Put your dick on a spoon for some reason.
I don't know how easy that is to do. You might be able to do that once you get started. Like, once you're both like into it, then you can just sort of, I don't know.
You know what? I'd almost admire the effort.
It wouldn't be that sexy though. Well, maybe.
Wait, which part?
Like just the normal conversation.
Yeah, I think that's a mood killer for most people. Like, what the fuck do you keep talking? Shut up.
I've done stuff where like you talk, but it's like role play or whatever. It's conversation, like dirty talk and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's what's expected. So I think if you just maintained a nonchalant conversation throughout, people would be incredibly thrown off.
I've done one where it's like I ignore them. Like I just like play games while they like do stuff.
What kind of games? Emotional ones?
No, like Here's the Storm.
Okay.
Like that, but then that wasn't really.
Is that worth it?
It's good. It's good because you're like your attention is like pulled away, and then it keeps being pulled back and forth. So it's like more. I don't know if it's more. It's kind of the pleasure is better almost because you're like forgetting about, or like you're sort of not paying attention to it, and so it's like everything's more surprising. So it's like the sensations are more.
I can't tell if you mean like in the middle of sex or middle of a conversation. I mean,
so no. So it's like the one I was saying about, like I'm ignoring them playing a video game.
Yeah.
So it's that when I'm doing that, it's more like pleasurable because the sensations you're getting are more like surprising because you're not anticipating or you're not taking any action. So it's like everything they do is more like a surprise because you're like, I'm trying to focus on the game, and then it's like something else is happening. And it's like your attention's like constantly pulled back and forth, and so it's more like heightened and like
okay, not something I've considered myself.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Quietly now.
I mean, what the hell else am I gonna do?
Or a prostitute.
Ooh. Now we're talking.
Or what was the original topic?
I don't know, mutual displays of affection?
Yeah, it's because it's hard to, because it's like the way someone is in bed is different from how they behave.
How do you show like interest? Wait, not affection, interest was the operating word.
Well, like before you're like sleeping with them.
No, while.
No, while.
Sort of...
Well, it's like. It's basically like your actions on them. So it's like you going in to kiss them, you grabbing them, you like lifting them up, you like sort of doing stuff to them, like showing your enjoyment of their body. Usually, it's like you giving them pleasure, right? It's because it's like
It's like
so
the
it's
more
like
I talk about this, the funnier it gets to me that no woman like would consider this. It's like, why would I ever show interest in your body?
no, but like some do, they do that,
Ow.
but then that's why it's like. But usually, what happens is like it'll start like that, where it's like mutual.
It's just
Because
like, based on how you describe it, it doesn't seem like that's the case.
but that's no, because what happens, right,
Go on.
is which is good, or like kind of how it usually goes, or like with the ones that have worked out where I've enjoyed it and like enjoy sleeping with that person. It's like you have this like initial part where it's more like vanilla, right? It's
Sure.
like making out mutual, getting turned on, like enjoying each other, and then it's like when you're both turned on, then you transition into like me being dominant, in charge, right? Because there's no, I know they desire me, and it's like I'm turned on by them, right? But it's like,
But some women don't expect any sort of transition. It's just like, no, straight to it.
yeah, that's basically the 3 times that I've had like bad interaction, like things where it's just like nothing happened. It's basically the same. It's like didn't know them really, didn't know what they liked. That it's like a combination of that mixed with them showing like no desire for me at all. It's like they just like lie there or just sort of half-assed kind of like let me kiss them. Like there's a difference between like kissing and like
Letting you kiss them. Yeah.
like them letting you kiss them versus them wanting to kiss you back,
Yeah,
right?
obviously, Isaac, it's an honor just to be able to put your lips onto another woman.
I know, exactly.
Even if it's the goddamn ass.
But if so it's like, but that's the consistent thing between the 3 situations. It's like there's like zero, like I don't know what it was, like chemistry, passion in like turning each other on, like mutual like interest. It's like
Mutual
they
aid.
just like they're just like because the way it's almost seems like it's like either they get turned on by me being turned on, right? But me being turned on requires them to turn me on.
Yeah, which is why it should be mutual.
Right, exactly. So then it's like not mutual. So like they don't understand that it has to be like. But this is all like communication, right? It's like
Sure.
not enough time to actually talk about it or like get to know each other. Or anything.
I mean, yes and no. Like some of it is communication, some of it is just expectation. So they don't even consider bringing it up. It seems, which is weird.
Yeah, like their impression is just like, well, the guys they've been with or whatever. It's purely like they're ready to go like straight away, and it's like
Maybe.
Maybe, or it's just what turns other people on is different from what turns. I don't know. It's like it's just weird. But then I don't know why I think
You keep going through that phrase.
like I don't know why I think it's always my fault.
Because it's a social interaction. It takes 2 to tango, but you're tired of, how to put this, seceding.
Because like say you're in that situation, like say that you're like 2 people, right? And it's like
Isaac, I'm schizophrenic. I'm always
5 people. So it's like you're progressing from like chatting, flirting, and then you're going to like sleep with them, right? It's like what I do in the situation is the same with every person, right? It's like, or it's like I take actions to show my desire and interest in them. It's like touching, kissing, right? Like I'm showing interest physically.
Yeah.
Right. And like how is it like that they think that
you wouldn't
they
want
don't
that.
they don't need to do that? Yeah, it's like they shouldn't do that, or
Straight up shouldn't.
or it just seems like what they're doing, just like letting me do that to them, is showing interest almost.
Yeah, different
It's like
standards.
they're like letting me, you know. It's just like
What an honor.
yeah, it's like, well, fuck you. I'm a fucking Chad. I don't need you.
Get a little bit high, maybe.
That's when I'm a little baby that needs to know that someone likes me. Like, I wear, you have to like me.
I mean, I think that's true for most people. It's just for
Yeah.
some reason, yeah.
Then it's like, imagine you're in that situation. And it's like you're saying, like, please, can you like touch me or like kiss me or like
No!
do anything? It's like instantly they're just like mood kill. It's like
That's all it fucking takes.
because like I did that with the first one, no, the second person that happened with like this other time. It was like sort of kiss a bit, and then she wouldn't. She was just waiting for me to do things, and then like kind
Yeah, you're
of
telling me this
progressing.
happened multiple times.
No, there's like 3 single instances with 3 different people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like so
That's what I
one
mean.
other person, I haven't like mentioned before. It's like it's basically the same thing happened, and then but then it's like I actually said I'm like I kind of stop right, and I just sort of I'm like looking at her, and then she's like,
What's
what's
up,
she say?
baby?
She's like,
Can't get it up.
no, she's just
No.
it was something like it's like she said she asked me like oh, like I don't know she said something, and then I'm just like I feel like I said like I feel like you don't like me or like you have no interest in me, and then she gets like angry and like leaves. She's like, okay, I'm going. Like this is I've had enough. Like, and then I'm like, what? And then she's like, oh, I need you to like chase me, and I need you to like
Yeah,
desire
that
me
whole thing.
so much. And then it's like, then once you've like proven you like me so much, then I'll like give you some back. And it's like, fuck off.
No, you.
It's like, well, you can't reciprocate at all until it's like, you know that I'm like, I don't know, some fucking like crazy ravenous monster or something.
So, do you don't you ever pull the sort of shit that I talk about? Where it's like, I don't have the patience for all this shit. So it's like, okay, well, then good luck then, and then just fucking walk off. Just, I don't see
Yeah.
why the hell you should have to have any more patience for this shit than they do.
That's what I did yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like,
So you do that. Ha!
well, then, like only this is like the first time I've done it because it's almost like the situation is difficult to like talk to them after and stuff, and it's like
Yeah, of course.
busy and you know whatever. It's just like okay, fuck this, like whatever.
Remember, Isaac, you're the prize.
Yeah. Because it's just like no one's willing to like talk about it.
How would they talk
It's
about
like
it?
the other person, or someone else, it was just like we could have talked about it, and then they just like disappear and walk off, and, like they just kind of vanish at a party. So okay, great.
Yeah, the best way of dealing with it.
Like bye. And I'm just like okay, I don't have time for you then. Whatever. I don't know. Maybe
Why is this normalized?
I don't think it's that normalized because like I think it's maybe it's these places I'm going because it's like
But you told me that isn't the case.
well I think
You
it's
told
not
me that it's so fucking consistent that you don't think that was the case. Have you changed your mind?
no. So this lack of mutual desire showing right
Mm-hmm.
is only it's only happened these 3 times. When I've said before about like oh all the women are like submissive and don't are like want me to like do stuff to them right.
Mm-hmm.
They still the initiation and that starting bit is still mutual, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the build up and the sort of turning each other on and getting into it is it happens.
Sure.
But then it's like once you get past that, then it's just like me doing everything, right? Which isn't okay because it's like I can still get like it's still good. I'm like I can see that they like me and whatever, so it's fine. But
Give me
then
a
it's
second.
like
I just had the
heart
worst
attack.
idea. I thought, due to the topic, me finding a certain song would be highly appropriate. I'm in the desert. We're talking about sexy things. It's time for sexy desert music.
Sahara. Sahara.
Yes.
But then, so like these,
the same as
like 2 out of
but where are those who share
the 2 out of the 3 instances I've had have been at these like parties, where I think their expectation is just like, fuck me and let's do it like straight or like going right now. It's like, because it's just like it's just like dancing, or it's like an action. It's just like something you can start. There's no like intimacy at all. It's just like hit, like fucking go sort of thing.
I can process that probably. Repeat it.
Like these parties I go to, some of like these are the only times I've like initiated or tried stuff with people at these parties. Like, so all these I've been to like 7, 8, 9, 10 of these like parties. But the only 2 times I've ever like tried to initiate things with anybody has been the 2 times where it was like the bad experiences, like lack of mutual desire or whatever.
When you initiated initiated the sex part, or even talking? Okay.
Like the sex part, it's like, because it's like met them there, don't know anything about them, and then it's like, but what I kind of need to get going is like something more like intimate, I guess. And so it's like, it's almost impossible to get that at these places with like random strangers. So it's like the other consistency of the bad experience is also like these events where it's like these situations. It's more likely these situations are going to happen because it's like, if you meet them there, it's over. You're only going to know them for a few hours, and it's like, all you can do there is dance or talk outside or drink, and then it's like,
might as well get some sexy time out of it.
And like, because you're there, the opportunity is there, so then you progress it really fast. You're like, I like you, and then you fly, and you kill, and then you're like, let's go next level, and it's like, and so it kind of fucks up.
You mean that's not why you're there?
No, really, I'd rather just dance and then actually meet people and like date them. But then it's just my mistake of kind of not being able to be like, no, I'd rather go on a date or like just chat and like get to know you better and be like alone and enjoy it and intimate and find out what you like, that sort of thing.
And you never considered doing that even once?
No, because it's like, because if you're in a situation like, hey, do you want to come upstairs and like fucking have sex with me right now? It's like difficult to be like, nah. It's like, because it's, well, one, you know, the idea of it is like great, it's like you want to do it. And the other thing is you might upset them, right? Because you're like, they're like, why doesn't he want me? You know what I mean?
Again, I like straightforwardness. I would be just like, it depends. Are you gonna stop showing interest the second we get in the room? You gotta make me do everything? Eh?
Yeah. I should do that. Be more like.
It's like. Because at that point, you might as well
yeah.
have us both sometime. Like, what the fuck?
It's like, I feel weird. For some weird reason, it's like.
Okay, because it seems like you don't actually have a problem with casual sex. It's just this mutual reciprocity shit that's.
Yeah.
Making it.
Difficult. Like, yeah.
Less interesting,
Issues.
less appealing. Probably is the better word.
Yeah.
But then what is the solution?
For me, it's the guy like that. I prefer just like meeting them, getting their numbers, and like going, you know, going the way, like getting to know them, like knowing and sort of being alone with them, because especially at these places, it's like you go to like rooms where there's like other people around, or you're like in a toilet stall or some fucking dark corner of some like uncomfortable piece of shit like bar.
Dude, you need to just
like,
jerk off in the middle of the dance floor.
maybe.
Make the floor extra sticky.
Yeah. But then there's also this like chemistry compatibility, and there's like it's like with the fucking Russian, it's just, I just think about it and it's like I'm like, yeah, let's fucking do it. And so it's like
So you're definitely
really
compatible on that level.
yeah. And then she gets the like, because I told like we talk about the most stuff, pretty much everything. So like I told her the same thing, like, well, she was at the same party, and like, so I was like, oh yeah, she fucking didn't look at me or touch me or kiss me or anything. And she's like, oh boy, that's like not good.
It's at least she
And she's
understands.
yeah. She gets like it's bad that it's like that she didn't show any interest in me.
It's like, like what do you say it like that? It's like it's so fucking obvious. How do people not like understand?
I know. It's so fucking weird, isn't it? It's just like, hi, like I'm like
like,
right next to you. Like, kiss me, please, touch me, maybe.
Who
Hello,
thought
I'm
that
here.
mutual interest should be mutual?
Just like fucking like, especially like, say you're trying to have sex with somebody. It's like,
Why would you ever?
yeah, I know it's a fucking stupid idea, but like,
This sounds fucking disgusting.
it's just like, in that whole time we were there, it's just like,
I was like, why is everything wet? Okay, sex is fucking disgusting.
it's like I'm doing
You're
all this stuff to
slapping
her.
meaty
I'm like,
parts together. Yeah.
I know. And I'm like, I'm just in my head. It's like, why won't she like touch my fucking dick at all? It's like, what the fuck? It's like, how can that not enter her mind? And that's like a good thing to do.
So when I hear about the situation, like, it's really fucking weird. Like, my instinct is to talk to them like they're fucking shit. It's like, are you here? Are you paying attention? Like,
Yeah.
why is this so hard for you? Like,
It's not that, like, I was like whispering. I was like,
like
whispering
that
in,
would
like touch me.
like it's so funny because like that shit would immediately ruin the mood. So if
Yeah.
you have any interest in maintaining the mood, you can't do that shit. But that's why I'd be just like, the mood is already ruined. Like there's nothing to lose here at this
Yeah.
point. Just fucking.
But that's what I tried. I'm like whispering. I'm like touch me or like do this to me, and like nothing. She just does nothing. She just stays. That does nothing. I'm just like,
Have you talked about this whole submissiveness shit with the Russian?
well, she's like that as well. So it's a bit, you know. I haven't talked. I haven't talked about the thing of like every. Yeah, I haven't talked about like every single, like the fact that every single woman I've ever been with has basically been like that in some way. Like,
Because
nah,
it
maybe
seems
I
like
will.
due to her bluntness, like she would have more insight and actually be willing to give you input on it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll ask her next time. Yeah.
That never crossed your mind?
Well, it's like I understand why she likes it, but actually, I don't know if I understand why she likes it. It's more like because I don't know if she would. Because she told me some like stuff about her past and stuff. I don't know how much that affects what she likes now.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't know, so.
Yeah, so like I don't know. Like I'll ask her. Maybe, like all people don't. Again, like when I've asked people, like all these women before, they don't know why.
They just shrug.
They're like, well, they won't. They don't tell me. Maybe it's something like really bad that happened to them, and then it's like, well, I had one person that I kind of see sometimes, or like on and off. And she's mentioned.
The life out of
No, but she's like mentioned this like. I think it's like someone like forced themselves on her when she was like younger. So it's like, but then the fact that she wants to do it again, but she mentioned about the thing of like, almost like going through it again, like.
We had this fucking conversation before where we're just like, this is like serial killer attitudes where you need to recreate it.
But then it's, you know, so where it's like you're facing your like fear sort of thing. It's almost like that, I think. It's like facing the situation again to see if like you can control it or deal with it or like understand it better or make it stop having control over you or
I will have order.
I don't know, something like that. That's what I get a lot of. It's like a lot of people are like, oh, you're just like a warm person, you're nice and like I can trust you, and then it's like you're caring and all this stuff, and it's like that's good. That's the kind of person I want to like hit me and like be mean to me and like do whole like all this. And it's like then in my personality, like why would you think that I like that? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
why do I want to be someone that hurts you? You know what I mean?
Dude, I get it. Like, I mean, I told you about this. Like, I clench up and get uncomfortable just seeing people like slip and fall. I'm like, shit, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like some people have like my threshold for Schadenfreude seems to be like way below what most people's are, but
Yeah.
I'm more confused about how others is as high as it is.
Yeah. Because it's like, say with like the Russian, it's like
Zerusha?
she just likes being like super desired and like kind of the way she feels desired is like me doing what I want to her, but it's not like violent. It's just like I don't know, rough, I guess, or not rough. It's just sort of intense or passionate. Or it's just like I'm exerting myself a lot, right? And she's smaller than me, so it's like, I don't know. It's quite intense for her.
Most people are smaller than you guys.
Yeah. So it's like I don't really like hold back too much, so it's like enjoyable for her.
You think the dude who called you big man would have liked around?
Maybe he was fucking like topless in the middle of like 30 dudes, like grabbing everybody. So maybe he fucking loved it.
Fucking description.
It's literally what he's like in there.
You want to go,
for
big
that.
man?
Yeah. He wants to be there, and like he chooses to get topless, right? It's like, and he's ripped, and he's like completely immaculate, like shaved, and he's like mustache, and he's like, okay, he's fucking.
You didn't need to like watch a few seconds of the stream or click the fucking link that I gave you. This music just fits it perfectly.
Shine down.
What is this?
Grow, grow, grow. By royal decree.
Too hot for clothes.
Uh-huh. You certainly need to get at least like 20 seconds in.
Yeah. Fucking anime girls.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I jam to. What a bop.
Yeah.
It's
It's like desert. Fucking shit.
Yeah, like the song is unironically really good, and the remix isn't too bad either.
Yeah.
Goddamn, I wish you'd actually given me the playlist for your so-called desert music.
I think.
Wait, did you link it? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Well, there's only 3 songs, and it's all by the same artist. So.
No. Well, I can't listen to that then.
I think I could send you like 3 links, I guess.
Ah, yes, one in the stink, one in the link. Have you ever pulled the shocker on someone?
Oh yeah. Have I? No. Maybe so.
I mean, it lives up to its name, doesn't it? That would shock people.
I need to see if the Russian would like it.
Surprise her by making it 2 in the stink.
Yeah. Yeah, I've sent you 3. 3
Certainly worth the extra mile.
Thank you.
Sahara songs. 2 of them are animated, and then one's just like
Ah, yes,
playing guitars in
I
the
love
desert.
animated music. I don't even know what the fuck you mean by that.
What animate? What Guitars in the Desert? Or
Animated. You just
Well,
mean.
no, it's just like the music video is animated,
Nah, fair enough.
like 2D animated, like a story.
Which is, of course, how it should be. 3D animation is absolute ass, right?
Again,
3D animation sucks, right?
it has its uses, but it's not the final.
Yeah,
Well,
just
it's not
like the
Pixar.
women you fuck. Yeah, got it.
Hell yeah.
Too bad you don't want to use them.
I do, but then I want them to use me as well, so it's like, it doesn't really.
Maybe you should ask the dude who called you big guy. He probably willing to use you for his masculinity.
Maybe. Use me to like as a punching bag, maybe.
I mean, would you mind? Still using.
Illusion shattered.
But it's a fucking buff dude, and I'm not really into buff dudes.
I mean, you say that.
Because it's true.
Solidify.
Who are you trying to convince, me or you?
You
You have to believe me.
don't have to do anything.
Oh my god, no! The event, it's starting!
The event. What the event?
Oh, is it the Sahara music you're...
No. I think like the fucking. Have you watched the Mitchell and Webb comedy show?
I watched some, yeah, but
So there's like
I
this
keep
like
telling myself that I need to watch more.
they do these sketches set in like a post-apocalyptic world. Do you remember those?
Depends.
It's like the event.
Oh. No.
Like, it's like
One of
they're,
my
like,
favorite
running
ones is the fucking BMX Bandit and Angel Summoner.
Yeah.
It's so
BMX
fucking
Bandit.
stupid.
Yeah. Angelic
That is
hordes
legit
come
the sort of
forth.
shit that you and I have fucking
Yeah.
come up with.
Yeah. But like they have
So
one
of
which
course
is
we'd
like,
like it.
it's like the like so post-apocalyptic, and it's like everyone's living underground, and there's barely any people left, and it's like they have these like game show that they do as like entertainment on the last like TV station that exists, and it's just
As you
like,
do.
and it's all like the place is all smashed up and fucking everyone's clothes are fucked up, and it's like, and like the thing like the Doomsday event that happened, they just call it the event, and they're like, hello everyone, like we don't know what this item is, but you could win it. It's like we all wonder what it was used for before the event,
That was just a dildo.
and it's like a tin opener. Which is like
Wow.
yeah, it's just like random
Wouldn't
shit
you
like
want
that.
that?
Yeah. And they're like, do not think of the event. Do not mention the event.
What is it, like Fight Club?
it's hard to like explain it.
It's so hard, I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah. The quiz broadcast. There's a compilation of it.
Where can I watch Mitchell and Webb? Like I've such...
You can watch all of it on YouTube. Like someone's just made a playlist and uploaded it
I
because it's so
guess.
old. Like, no one bothers.
Nobody
Like, take
cares,
it
not
down.
even Mitchell or Webb.
Because like no one buys DVDs anymore, so it's never like you just watch
Hey.
it on Netflix or something. It's probably on Netflix actually. Or one of
Could
them.
be. There's so goddamn many sitcoms that I feel like I should watch some more of, but
Yeah.
when I don't have a story or some sense of continuity, it's just I just
Mitchell
fall
Webb
off
looks
and I
nice.
forget, like I just forget it exists. Well, kind of. Like yes, they have
It's just a sketch
things,
show.
but they
have
they play characters and they have some sort of relationship with other characters in the show, as far as I remember. Or is
No,
that another
that's a
one that they
different one.
made? Okay,
yeah, there's another one. So they have Mitchell and Webb, like, which is just sketch comedy, like just sketches. And then they did
Face of sketch comedy.
fuck, what's it called?
Got 'em.
The
Yeah,
name.
go on.
It's like super fucking
Super
popular.
fucking.
It's like Peep Show.
Yeah, that's probably the one.
That's the one where it's like they have characters. That's like not sketches at all. It's just
Why
like
would you
sitcom.
ever have that?
It's like The Office, like in terms of
I guess.
you know comedy series or something. It's pretty good. I've never kind of got into it that much because it's a bit like
There is no escape.
Too awkward.
it's like awkward. Yeah, like a bit snobby, but not snobby. Like
That's so appropriate considering the other show I considered watching more of because it's a well-renowned sitcom is fucking Office.
yeah, I've watched The Office. Like The Office is kind of. I rewatched it again recently, and it's like not like the characters are kind of like I never really enjoy
Yikesy.
awkward. I don't really like awkward sort of comedy.
Yeah, but is it the British or the American one that you're
The American.
watching? Yeah.
I've seen both, but like the recent one I watched was American, and it's like
I watched it with Dave. Like, I basically need moral support to get through it.
yes, like but Peep Show is kind of the characters aren't likable, and it's like but they're at each other a lot, but it's almost like it has that element of like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but like depressing as well. It's like
Illusion
Okay.
it's like like
Yeah,
living a shitty life in Britain, like working in an office, fucking dealing with
Isn't that what
bullshit
you
all
want?
the time.
A shit life in Britain.
Hell yeah, that's like me. Fucking love
Who
it.
wouldn't want that? Why would you complain about this show, Isaac? I don't understand.
Cause I'm a fucking loser. La, la, la.
Sound like it was about to turn into Adam's Family. Da-da-da-da,
Da, 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 da.
da-da-da-da.
What do you
I'm
want
a
to talk
fucking
about? Huh?
loser.
Come on, tell me, bitch. Okay, we mind.
Do I have anything to tell you?
I killed a man. No,
No, listen, I'm a manly man. I don't talk about my feelings or anything that goes on in my life, okay?
there's
But I know that you need it, so I'm here to reciprocate.
it's your podcast. Come on.
How is that what I'm doing?
Maybe.
More like
Well, so,
podcast.
yeah.
Look at these muscles. Woo! Welcome to the gun show. Nobody can see it.
I don't think I sent you the link of the other video I watched, which is funny. It's like, there's two guys, like the link I sent about
The
the
two
podcast.
Oh, I'm the one who gave you links to the
bits,
fucking
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you send me anything about like no, not really. Like they buy like birthday presents for each other,
No.
which is like
Or-
they're getting
no.
like more and more crazy, and it's like he buys him like some shoes, and then the other guy buys him like a suit, and then it's like he buys him like a car, and then he buys him a house, and he buys him like a race car, and it's like it gets crazier and crazier.
What is this something they actually do to each other? Or what do
Yeah,
you mean?
yeah. And so like recently they're trying to like one up each other or like crazier gifts and stuff. But then
Well,
they
yeah,
kind
that
of
is
got
what
out of
you're
hand with
describing.
like the expense of it, right? Like buying a fucking Formula One car or something.
Is that more expensive than a fucking house?
Well, maybe.
I guess it
don't know.
depends on the house, but still.
But then like the recent one, it's like he buys him. I don't know if I should tell you or like you just watch the video. But it's quite
I
funny.
mean, if the surprise is half the point, then give me the link instead, you
Yeah. But
mongol.
then well,
Well, you can't decide if that's the point.
well, like the surprise is like in the title of the video. So it's like it's not really a surprise.
Well, shit.
It's like me telling you is the same as. Well, I just sent it to you anyway.
Hmm.
Why isn't the preview loading? Oh, there it is.
I'm probably gonna have to watch it later.
Yeah.
It's past my bedtime. Like I said, I can't get
Oh,
used
yeah.
to going to bed early.
Wait, what is
But I
your
pretty much have to.
bedtime? You go at 10, like your time, 10 o'clock.
I try to be in bed by then.
Okay. Yeah, I'm 1 hour behind you. That's fine.
That is part of it. I was like, I need to get back into my other routine where like I stretch and de-stress before bed. Because it's the like the only way I can think of to actually make falling asleep easier this early.
I read a thing recently about to fall asleep, your body like drops a few degrees in temperature.
Yeah, I've heard that same shit.
So it's like if you make
Wait,
yourself
didn't I
cold,
tell you
it
about
helps.
this weird shit that
No, I don't know that.
at night you can take either a hot or cold shower and it still reduces in a average drop in body temperature, because if you take a hot shower it opens up the pores, so therefore you lose more heat when you leave the shower.
I think, yeah, that was part of it as well. It's like they said about people having hot showers before bed. Yeah. But yeah, you told me that as well before. But it's like
But
the
like
drop
that
in
was
temperature.
completely counterintuitive to me. I think I told you this. Like
Mm.
the pattern I notice is that when I'm trying to go to bed and I know that I'm in a state where I can easily fall asleep, I notice that like around my gut area is like I'm
Whatever.
fairly hot.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that shit confuses me. Because the experience that I have seems to contradict that, or at least how I interpret it. But then again, it's like, what do they consider core? Or average? I don't even.
I think yeah, it's like your overall temperature.
But core technically is like the gut and abdomen and that shit. So
But then I think it's
That's
just
why
like
I'm
if they
confused.
take your temperature, right? They just measure. They put a thermostat in your mouth. And
maybe, yeah. But 2 degrees seems like a lot.
yeah. Yeah. Because that's the thing. It's like whenever you get your temperature done, it's like everyone is basically the same temperature, aren't they? Like most humans, I think. And there's a small like variation
Yeah.
within like 0.5 degree. But then it's like imagine going down 2 degrees. But maybe it is the cold, like body. Maybe it's body temperature, not like internal temperature. But then that doesn't seem to make sense. So if someone put a
do you mean
thermostat in your mouth
temp-
while you're falling asleep, like would you go down by 2 degrees?
Potential. But
Weird.
the thing that's weirdest about it is that there's so many body functions that need to exist within a certain temperature range. And like it's so goddamn exact that 2 degrees sounds too severe to me.
Yeah. A bit like
Like
crazy.
part of the reason that men are freaks and have dangling testicles is because they can't function in too hot of an environment, so they just need to fucking leave the rest of the body and dangle on their own. And then now they're telling me that you can fuck up the rest of the body with the 2 degrees, but your fucking semen can't. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Have you heard people talk about like just watching the testicles move?
Mm. Have I done that?
Because that is some weird behaving tissue. Like if you're why the fuck am I talking about this? I don't care, I'm going in. Like
Going in hot.
yeah, like if you're on an extremely hot day, like it's like your testicles melt. There's just like there's no
Yeah.
tension there. So like if you lie down, but then you just like drop some ice on it, it just like shrinks super fast.
Yeah.
Every journey has its final day.
I was like,
Don't rush.
I wonder if that is a completely reflexive reaction, or if you can actually become the scrotomancer.
I knew you were gonna say something fucking mad, so I fucking knew.
Yeah, well, I'm a man, we're gonna say. But I mean, adding mancer to anything just makes it funny to me. I'm a simple man,
Yeah.
okay? I hear mancer and I laugh. Marilyn Manson.
God.
The man who can manipulate Mansers. Marilyns, I mean, shit. fuck
Marilyn,
that
yeah,
one.
that's what I was thinking. Marilyns. There's not many Marilyns anymore. That's not a common name, is it?
No.
Hmm.
Why not, though? It's a nice name.
Marilyn. It's like old people name, isn't it?
What, because of Monroe?
Osmanthus
I just
one.
think the whole like Lynn part. There's not many names with the Lynn still. Because
What do
there
you
used to be always like Marilyn and all these kind of like Y's and N's and shit at the end, but it's like it sounds old.
Isaac. Rude.
Jocelyn, all these kind of Lynn.
I like those names.
I know, because you're old. You like older women, don't you? You filthy bastard.
I mean, I like your mom. Can stop
Hate your
me.
mum.
No!
I'm gonna kill your
It
mum.
backfired. No!
I will
Gonna
become
kill
your mum.
my mom. Isaac.
Hi,
she
I'm
heard
gonna
me.
kill your mum. Kill her with kindness. Slowly. Over 40 years.
That's probably more than she has. You
Exactly.
like stand her life.
I'll raise her from the dead.
No!
Then slowly kill her with kindness. How do you kill someone with kindness? Like food?
All I can think of is, wasn't that Tony Braxton? Killing me
Like some-
softly with his words.
Maybe.
God, I wish somebody would kill me softly.
Same.
Okay, end of
Maybe
this shit.
some other- Huh? Okay.
Huh?
Bye.
Time for bed, etc.
Bye, bitch.
No. Well, yes. Talk some other time. Good night.
Bye. Ciao.
Ciao, bella.
Alright.